Hi everyone, my name is Gibbs and I'm here to show you how to solve for the square and the cube. Now when I'm talking about the square, I'm not talking about square in terms of shape. Now I'm talking about square is in terms of mathematics, which is raised to the power of 2. Now square here is the raised to the power of 2. Now, example of a square. Now, these are some of the examples of the square we have. Now, if we have 4 raised to the power of 2, let's see what we are getting now. We are trying to solve it. Now, when we are talking about 4 raised to the power of 2, means 4 will appear 2 times. That means 4 will multiply itself 2 times, which is 4 times 4. And then 4 times 4 is giving us what? 16. Now, the second one there is what? 5 squared. Now, 5 squared can also be called what? The 5 raised to the power of 2. Now, if we have 5 squared or 5 raised to the power of 2, is 5 times 5. That means the 5 will appear 2 times. Will multiply itself 2 times. So, we give us what? We give us 25. Now, the next one there, example 3 there, is 2 squared. Now, this 2 squared can also be called what? The 2 raised to the power of 2, which is 2 times itself. It's going to multiply itself 2 times, which is giving us what? 4. Now, the next one there is what? 3 squared. Now, if we have 3 squared, the same thing is 3 times 3, which is equal to what? 9. Now, the last one there is what? Is 8 squared. Now, 8 squared is giving us what? 8 times 8. Now, the 8 now is appearing what? 2 times. We multiply itself 2 times, which will give us what? 64. So, this is for the square. Now, the square is something that is very simple. Any number raised to the power of 2 is that number squared. Now, for instance, look at the example I've already given you. So, with this example, you'll be able to know what a square is talking about. So now, let's talk about the cube. Now, I want to talk about the cube. The cube is the raised to the power of 3. Now, if you have any number raised to the power of 3, is the cube. Is that number cube. Now, let's give some example. We have 2 cube, 4 cube, 3 cube, 5 cube. So now, if we have an example like this, these are some of the examples of a cube. Now we have the first one. Let's solve for the first one. 2 cube, or we call it what? 2 raised to the power of what? 3. So this 2 here will multiply itself 3 times, which is 2 times 2 times 2. Now, 2 times 2 will give us what? Will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us what? 8. So our answer here is 8. Now, number 2 here. The second one is what? 4 cube, or you can call it 4 raised to the power of 3. Now, this 4 will multiply itself 3 times because of the 3 there. So 4 will multiply itself this 3 times, which is 4 times 4 times 4. Now, 4 times 4 is giving us what? Is giving us 16. 16 times 4 will give us what? Will give us 64. So this is our answer. Now let's continue. The third example there is what? Is 3 cube. Now 3 cube can also be called 3 raised to the power of 3, or you can call it the 3 cube. So it will multiply itself 3 times. Now 3 times 3 will give us what? Will give us 9. 9 times 3 will give us what? Will give us 27. So we're having 27 here. And then let's move to the next one, which is the last example there, which is number 4. We have 5 cubed. Now 5 cubed is same as what? 5 multiply itself. 5 up to was 3 times. So it will now be 5 times 5 times 5. Now 5 times 5 will give us what? 25. And then 25 times 5 will give us 125. So this is how to solve for the what? For the cube. Now we notice that the square and the cube, they are different. The difference among them is the 2 and the 3. For the square is raised to the power of 2. Maybe any number raised to the power of 2. And you see how we solve it here. We got our answer. And then for the cube means any number raised to the power of 3. Any number you are having that is being raised to the power of 3, that number will multiply itself 3 times and you get your answer. So the cube and the square is something that is very simple. It's not hard. In terms of mathematics, it's very, very what? Very simple. So with all this cube and square, they put it in the terms of a mathematics, like some of those examples of mathematics you are trying to solve. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel by pressing the link below. And also don't forget to move to my other video, which I explain about the square root and the what? And the cube root. So from that square root and the cube root, you'll be able to understand it more better. So thanks once again. Thank you very much.